Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. It's about just gone 10 to 10 on Thursday evening, Thursday the 9th of April. Wonder how you guys and gals are doing tonight. Not much to talk about. We'll find something to while away a good few minutes. So what's on the agenda today? Well, we're going to talk about, what should we talk about? If you go and have a look in the thumbnail, you'll see on the description what we're going to talk about. Leroy Sané update, saga continues. Joao Cancelo, what's happening with him? Is he Barcelona bound? We'll have a chat about that. We'll have a chat about Natanael, hopefully I get his name right, Natanael Guzman. And yeah, I suspect no one's heard that name before. We'll talk about him. And some other, I suspect we'll talk about some other bits and bats too. So hopefully you guys are well. Alan Howarth, you're around, mate. How you doing? But I'll just let you. Got to be careful what you say. That was stopped by YouTube. YouTube just did not like your first comment, mate. YouTube is on the ball. On the ball indeed. Let's have a quick slug of coffee. That's better. Sadly, run out of decaf. Having a lot of. I drink a lot of coffee every day, so decaf is pretty good for me. But moving on to the strong stuff. Right, let's see who is here. And late one. Yeah, I was playing with the kids. I spent half the day listening to my eldest play some music. Did a couple of learnt a couple of tunes. I mean, they're not long tunes; they're only one pages, but he did a couple of them on the piano. So it's nice sitting down with him for a bit, and we spent hours and hours and hours playing games on the Wii. U. I think it's got, and then they got a Switch, but I don't want to play that. I mean, my level was the Wii and the PS1 and 2 and stuff like that. Even the PS3, but all this new stuff, they're just too good. The Switch games, just too good for me. So I still play Wii U, the Wii U Sports and stuff, and Wii U Fit and all that kind of stuff. Alan Howarth, well, I don't think the season's over. It's going to be done at some point, but it kind of makes you feel that it's not going to be ready. You know, they're not going to play football in the next few weeks. Hi, Jack. Hope you're well, mate. Let's get on. Wow, the PS5. I said, sorry, I got a bit of that. We've been eating Doritos and popcorn this evening. Yeah, I get a PS5 when that comes out. I didn't get a PS4. Got PS3, a few games for that. But to be honest, I stopped playing a lot of the stuff when the kids were small. Probably haven't played much apart from with them. You know, when they were really small, I packed all that stuff in there. They took up all my time, and I'd rather spend my time playing with my kids, doing jigsaw puzzles and you know, snakes and ladders and whatever, and going out in the park rather than play computer games. But look, it's a thing. Kids are all into that. It's all the rage. So I play some stuff with them, but you know, try and stick to the stuff that I've got a chance of winning. You know, there's no point playing stuff that you can't win. All the stuff on the Switch, far too good for me. So I'll stick to, if I can, stick to the Wii U. Okay, let's start off with on this day in history. On this day in history, it's not a good one. It's certainly not a good one. I think generally we've had good ones, but we've got to be honest. April the 9th, last year. Sergio Aguero misses a penalty as City lose 1-0 at Spurs. Champions League quarter-final, first leg. Absolutely gutted. I was there. Absolutely good. I've always said if we'd scored that penalty, I think we'd have won the tie comfortably. We'd have got that away goal. We were set up to defend. They really didn't have a lot of chances, to be honest. And I thought we'd have got away with a win or a draw there. And that would have put a lot of pressure on them up here in Manchester. And I think we'd have been too strong. But I thought we'd be too strong anyway. But so it's just one of those things. Alan says, people in the UK don't social distance. Going on the tube in London is madness. It will last until September. Yeah, there's a look. The problem we've got at the moment is the numbers. We're looking at a peak possibly in a week or 10 days' time. Okay? Now, if your peak doesn't come for 7 days, are you still going to have the number of deaths we're having right now? Are we talking about 7,000 to 10,000 deaths in the next week? That's a horrendous number. And after you've hit the peak, now I looked at Italy after they've supposedly hit their peak. Following 10 days, 7,500 people died. If our peak's higher, we could lose 10,000 in those 10 days. It's not worth thinking about. It doesn't, at one stage I thought when our numbers weren't increasing drastically until we went past 100, I thought, can we get through this? If we lock down early enough, can we get through? And sadly, not counting the deaths outside of hospital until a week later, that's, that's not worth thinking about. So people will not do what they're told. And talking to people on social media, I've always said we should have gone down the South Korea route, the Singapore route, where we test to see if someone's got it or not. We test, we contact trace, so we see who they've been in contact with, and we quarantine. Whether that's self-quarantine or we force them. And we've seen in other countries where the numbers, I read something today that New Zealand has got 1 death so far. Much, much smaller population, of course. Can't remember what the New Zealand's population is, 5 or 6 million or whatever. But New Zealand has a much, much smaller population, but 1 death. It's quite remarkable. Okay, you can also argue it's an island in the middle of, Australia's done reasonably well as well because they're much, much more isolated than we are. But we've not taken our chances. We certainly haven't taken our chances when I think we could have done a lot better. New Zealand's got tiny, it's under 5 million. But you could argue, well, okay, 5 million, we've got about 66, so about 13 times as much. So if they've lost 1, maybe we should have lost 13. Whatever. Maybe they're a bit rogue numbers, but still, it's not good. It's not good at all what's going on here. And, it just feels, I'm scared of the numbers, because if they're not telling us the data on the people who have died outside of, the numbers today were, I can't remember what the English numbers were. 100 and odd died, and then there was hundreds and hundreds of catch-ups that weren't included the day before. Are you trying to tell me 100 and odd people died yesterday? It does. People not social distancing, Aaron. It's a massive problem. Aaron said that. Love Nintendo, I loved PS1 and PS2 and all that. And Nintendo, that game was got. Well, Aaron, look, we nearly got it right. I wasn't happy with the way we were playing, which was far too defensive. But if Aguero scores the goal and we walk away with a 1-0 or a 1-1, you've got the result. It was a pragmatic setup, but you've got to take your chances. It's something I say all the time. You can look at Spurs this season. We've lost to them, and we've drawn with them, and they're pretty average side. And we've had nearly 50 shots, and we scored 2 goals. I think that sums it up. Game wasn't great, Aaron, but we should have got some. As I said, Aaron, I got the game plan. I didn't like it. It was because I wanted us to play our normal way, but it was very negative. But we should have got something else out of that game. We should have That penalty miss, you know, little things can make big differences, and that penalty miss was a huge effect in the whole tie. Absolutely, Aaron. Not getting that goal, you know, it, see, if we'd got that goal and drew 1-1, it'd have put less pressure on us and would have been less scared of conceding, and maybe we wouldn't at home. But it is what it is. Absolutely, Aaron. No need to play defensive. Dropping best players. Agreed, Alan. No tests. Yeah, we're back to that. We don't have the no. I've got to say we've got the resources. Okay, Aaron, we have the resources in this country. We allocated £350 billion as a support package. £350 billion. Okay, that's a week after having a support package of 30 billion. We increased it to £350 billion. And then the following week or so, not 10 days later, we did something for self-employed. I don't know how many billions that's going to cost, but that's going to help, I assume, at least 3 million people. Let's say they get £1,000 a month. Is that 3 billion? I can't work it out. 3 million times 1,000, 33. Yeah, so that'll cost maybe 10, 15 billion pounds, 20 billion pounds, whatever it's going to cost. Okay, might cost us 15 or 20 billion on top. So by the time this is all, we're looking at 400 billion. Okay, now are you going to tell me we couldn't have invested 100 billion and had the resources to have enough PPE, to have some more ventilators, to have recruit people? It could be as simple as, okay, like in Singapore and South Korea, at least one or both of those countries were using detectives. They were using detectives to contact trace. Now, we could have got an army of detectives. We could have got a few thousand detectives who were retired, out of retirement, and had them on the phones contact tracing. We could have had a contact tracing department. We could have done it, but we put the economy first. Let's see how that works out. Oh yeah, and look, there you go, Alan. I don't know what the population of Australia is, but they're talking. Am I right? They're talking about possibly relaxing some of the measures. I mean, that's the situation that they're in. They've got 25 million population in Australia, so that's good numbers. South Korea got 51.5 million population, and as of yesterday, they had 200 deaths. It can be done if you want to, and we have enough. We could have got coppers out. We could have stopped. Flights are still coming in from New York, I believe. Flights are still coming in. People get off the plane. Don't check them in any way. Let them onto the tube. Bang. What are we trying to stop? We're not trying to stop it. And if they turn around and say, "Oh, we made some mistakes," balderdash. It's not making mistakes. You either so inept, so incompetent that you shouldn't be in the job, or it's something more sinister than that. Why on earth are we still allowing people to come in from hotspots around the world, get off the plane at, let's say, Heathrow, get on the tube? And if now we're having a lot of essential workers on the COVID-19, they might be infected. They get on the tube with a load of healthcare workers and infect them. It's madness, absolute madness. And I cannot believe anybody can be that incompetent, that's stupid. I cannot believe that anybody can be that stupid. On the other hand, I can't believe someone would do it deliberately. It's very difficult to understand. Absolutely, Aaron. That's truth. Absolutely, Alan. I can't argue with you guys. Hi, Catherine. Hope you're well. It's changing now. There you go, Alan. It's not bad going, is it? Hi, Paris. Hope you're well. Let's get through these stories, guys. guys and gals, let's get through these stories. So, quickly, third kit apparently has been leaked on. It seems to always go onto footy headlines. And for next year's third kit, it's supposedly got some paisley in it. If you don't know what paisley looks like, I've got I had plenty of paisley in the 80s, I think. So if you don't know what paisley ties, paisley shirts, I'm going to have a look on the internet to see what paisley is. But apparently there's some paisley in the shirt, third shirt next season. I think the idea it's got something to do with music again. Okay. Joao Cancelo, not had a great season, I think, for City. Not started enough, not contributed enough, not looked sometimes good enough. And I think there's been some mumblings on his part because he's not getting enough game time. Apparently, Barcelona, I mean, there was talk of him leaving in the winter, in January, but he didn't. Barcelona are interested, apparently, in signing him, and they're prepared to offer Nelson Semedo in exchange. That's according to reports. Now, he's only 25 years old, but, teams are going to do swap deals, I think, because if you've not got the money to buy players, teams are reluctant to sell if on the cheap if they can't buy. So maybe lots of clubs are going to do swap deals, and so. But Semedo has not played that much. He's played, I'm reading here, 21 games this year, but he can play right back and left back. Now he's got 2 years left on his contract. And apparently the reports are saying that he's been told by Barcelona to sign a new deal or leave. So that's been mooted. Marca are also claiming that City have been linked with a move for AC Milan defender Theo Hernandez. Okay, now he joined AC Milan from Real Madrid last summer, and he started quite well in Italy. He's also got 5 goals playing at left back. Now, they're claiming, Martin, that City, United, Barcelona, and PSG are all interested in Theo Hernandez. Real Madrid is supposed to don't have a buyback clause in his contract. Milan are expecting bids for the 22-year-old. Milan, I think that I don't even know how they can be thinking about football right now. In the northern part of Italy, over 10,000 people have sadly passed away in the Lombardy region, northern part of Italy. It's hard to get your head around those numbers. But on the other hand, Milan might need to sell some players to survive. I mean, there'll be clubs who are selling players simply to survive. Who's got the money in the bank, or their business can survive the recession that's going to hit us, maybe they will be well placed to recover very, very quickly. Leroy Sané, he obviously, you remember, he got injured by Trent Alexander-Arnold at the Community Shield on the 4th of August. I think, was it 4th of August? And he sustained a cruciate ligament damage. He was lucky it wasn't ruptured. Would have been worse. But he started training again in January. Played a couple of times for the under-23s. And the last time was against Arsenal. Introduction back, obviously, because of what's happened now. He's not been able to play. He never got a game. So, as usual, we get some news on Leroy from Germany. So on the German FA's website, he's explained, overall, I felt really good and was on the right track. I was on the verge of making my comeback. I still need 1 or 2 competitive games to get back to full fitness so that I can get my confidence back again, which is very important. I've never had such a long injury before. It wasn't an easy time for me, but I learned a lot of things, such as being patient. The body needs time after such an injury. There's no point putting lots of pressure on yourself. I've also tried to stay positive about everything. It's Leroy Sané. Wonder Winger. Never tried that one before. Let's see what you guys have been. How you've been commenting before I move on to somebody else. Another last story. Forrest, I can't believe that Aguero miss was last. Yeah, it's just gone so fast. It doesn't feel like yesterday. A year ago. It feels like yesterday. Sorry. Yeah, Aaron. Well, this season, a lot of people like the away kit. Can't argue with that. I didn't buy any of the 3 kits this season. I bought the away kit last season, definitely, and did I buy a home kit as well? So I've got Aguero on. Was it last season? Aguero on the home kit, and David Silva on the away kit. And then this season. I bought 2 goalie tops. The pink one that I wore quite a lot, and a green one I bought at the start of the season. And I also bought the anniversary, the limited edition anniversary shirt as well. 125th anniversary shirt. But it'd be nice to have a good kit that you really, really want, and a quality kit. That's what I want. I want it to be made of quality. City should reduce price in season cards and ticket next season, or the ground will be empty. People, there's a combination of things, Alan. People are, there will be people who are already not looking forward to next season because of VAR. They said, I've had enough. I don't want any more football. So you got that issue. And then I think you've got, sorry, I'm just cleaning my desk. Then you got the problem of obviously people can't afford it. And then you got the problem, people don't want to get involved in football because of everything that's happened recently. And there'll be some people who just don't want to be involved anymore. So they need to do something. Otherwise, yes, it could be a few thousand short. Faris, I really like the away kit last season. Brought one for me and my excellent. Traditional colours, purple, orange, yellow. Yeah, but look, they're doing it, Aaron, just for sales. I mean, that's why they're good. That's why they do it. They do it for sales. No judge has taken on Mourinho. Yeah, absolutely. Mourinho's apologised. Oh, look, Walker did something daft. And it's not just that he broke the rules, but it's what he did to break the rules. And Mourinho was still trying to, people looked at Mourinho and gave him the, and said, look, he's trying to help his player, Tongi and Nobili, to train. He's so committed to the player. Hi, Roger, you're well. Hey, cheers, mate. I haven't seen the Barcelona's next season's kit. Right, last one before I disappear. Natanael Guzman has revealed that it's his great dream to make the move to Man City. Now, he's a forward who plays for Montevideo City Torque. That used to be a Club Atletico Torque in Uruguay. It's a sister club of Man City, part of the City Football Group. And we've been there for a few seasons. And the idea behind this, we can get players in those clubs and we can use them for scouting, extra scouting, as well as if there's a South American, especially Uruguay, maybe we sign them and put them on loan there and see how they develop and see if they can come to Europe. But we've been looking at, we've been buying players. I think recently looking at what the MNC, we bought Ante Palaversa. And if you read what some people, or if you watch some of the videos that people put out when he got bought, it's just pathetic. Some of the videos that bigged him up and everything else. Pedro Porro, Ryotaro, Machino, all recent signings. But people big them up. But bottom line is, these guys can do at the moment. These rules, they can't come to City without having. They need a work permit, and to get a work permit, generally you're looking at points and you're looking at having played for the national team. So we've got that Jan Kutu we talked about a couple of times. Exciting talent that he is, unless he plays for the national team, no chance is he getting coming to City. No chance, unless we can convince the Home Office that he's an exceptional talent and that he's going to play for City. We couldn't do that with Douglas Luiz, okay? And Douglas Luiz, you'd argue, is much higher profile. His problem was he hadn't played for the national team. But Jan Kutu's only played 2 senior games for Cotiba, so can't see that. And it's going to be the same with everybody else. Anyway, what this fella said, he's 20 years old. He made the switch to Torque recently, and he said the club Montevideo City Talk is associated with 8 more clubs. One of them is Man City. He was telling Mundo D. Never heard of them. He said it is very ordinary. It is the Manchester City of Uruguay. That is how it's known here. It has everything a first-class club needs. He said, I never thought that a club could have these things, and I don't want to imagine what Manchester City must be, which is where I aim to be. I want to take that leap. Hopefully, God wants to be able to get to Manchester. It is my great dream. Hopefully, I can hit that jump to Europe. It's what I want most in this life. Now I'm involved here with the support of my people fighting for my dream. Bottom line is, if he gets moved to Europe, he's on the money. He's on the big money if you get to Europe. So, you know, you can do well in South America, but the big money, the real big money, is in Europe. Yeah, you got someone like, let's just pick something out of thin air. Otamendi, if he's on 100 grand a week, that's stupendous money in any country, let alone back in Argentina. That's fantastic money. So, you know, you can see why people want to come. Aaron, some of the kits are shocking. I think the quality is shocking. That's absolutely disappointing me with City. Wasn't Walker's incident before the lockdown? To be honest, Duncan, I can't remember the dates and everything else, but he was there telling people. You know, I certainly didn't read the article. I read some stuff, and it was just daft. It was just daft. Well, Faris, look, it got called about all of the news, but City are having an internal investigation, and as I said, I expect Walker to be fined. You know, they might let it go under the carpet because obviously there's a lot more stuff going on. But if there is an internal investigation, I expect there to be a conclusion and a result and something to happen, and I expect him to be fined. Walkie, we were lucky. Yeah, absolutely. United's third shirt looks like zebra, and Chelsea's like Crystal Palace. They're not very good. But we know why they do it. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. So they've got to put stuff out. And to be honest, I remember the Nike stuff. The Nike stuff was pretty much a template. It was a template, the Nike stuff. You know, it's like I used to get some, when living in France, we'd get the Nike shirts from City. And I used to get French tracky tops and kits. You know, you look at them and think, there's not much difference here. This is like sky blue and this is dark blue. And there's, you know, it's not a lot of difference. So pretty poor show from Nike it was. And I think the club, you know, there's a possibility that at least one of our shirts will be similar to another club somewhere around the world. Very, very similar. But you'd like to think that we are so high profile that Puma will do something special for Man City. Right, guys, I think that's, let's have a look. Which kits do I prefer, last season or this season? Wow. Last season, Faris. What did I? The blue was just nice and blue. No messing about with purple. It was last season we had the Hacienda away kit. Was that? No, was that? Can't remember. We had one with the stripes, the black one with the stripes. I think that was last season. I did like that. And as I said, I haven't bought a shirt this season apart from the goalie kits. I like goalie shirts. I like them. And this, you know, anniversary top. I thought that was quite nice. And to be honest, a lot of stuff is just too expensive. Let's be honest. It's, you know, and I'm unlikely to buy a lot of shirts unless they really, really stand out. I'm not going to go back buying a couple of shirts, home and away, buying some training gear as well. I can't see myself doing that. It's, you know, in this day and age, there's better things to spend. Let's be honest, better things to spend your money on. Tequila Sunrise. There's been some bad ones, Aaron. Some bad ones. Right, guys, I think that's me lot. It's coming up. It's 10:20, and we've got a lot of work on tomorrow. Got a lot of DIY. That's what we've been doing this week. A lot of DIY, putting some shelves together, and hopefully finish doing that tomorrow, and then start putting stuff in those chest of drawers and other bits and pieces that we've put together. So, guys, please look after yourself. Stay at home. I know it's Easter weekend. Stay at home. Behave yourselves. Don't be another Kyle Walker. Look after yourselves, guys, and hopefully catch you tomorrow. See you around, Blues.